Good evening and welcome to a special edition of On the Pen Live. We have been going through the chapters 2 by 2 in Decoding GLP-1, which is a guide for friends and family of those on the pen. It is a quick guide. You can read it in about an hour and a half, and it's going to give you all of the information that you need. If you're just getting started on a GLP-1 journey in terms of the history of the medications, in terms of the future of the medications, just the kind of landscape of GLP-1 for type 2 diabetes and obesity. It's also written in the form of being a useful guide to pass on to the loved ones in your life. I'm Dave Knapp, man on the Manjaro. This is On the Pen, and our community is over 100,000 people strong around the internet. And one of the things that I hear over and over and over from the folks in my community is that they just simply do not feel comfortable talking about the fact that they are using a GLP-1 medicine, especially for the treatment of obesity. Because of the stigma around it. This book is designed as a guide that you can very easily pass along to somebody that you love in your life and want to understand a little bit more about GLP-1s. And it's not a huge book. It's not a huge bit of homework, but it's going to give them everything that they need. I would strongly encourage you, if you want to know what this book means to people, just go read the reviews on Amazon. You can check it out at glpbook.com. So you can also go back to the playlist that this video will reside in, which will have the first 4 chapters of this book. Tonight, we're reading chapters 5 and 6 until ultimately we have the whole book here on YouTube. The idea for this is that anybody who cannot afford to purchase the book would have access to the playlist that they can share with their loved one. That is my heart behind it. But with that said, we are going to jump right into the book tonight. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're having a great evening. So chapter 5, the current landscape of GLP-1 medications. Obesity and diabetes medications are rapidly evolving with innovative and increasingly effective treatments. These medicines have not only changed my own life, but they're also transforming the way obesity and type 2 diabetes are managed globally. Understanding the current landscape of obesity and diabetes medication development, production, and delivery is crucial for improving patient outcomes and shaping the future of healthcare. So we're going to go over the big brands. This is a little charty for reading it on YouTube, but we'll go through it nonetheless. So the big brands. The market for incretin mimetics has expanded significantly in recent years. Some of the most popular medications include the aforementioned Mounjaro and Zepbound, tirzepatide, Ozempic and Wegovy, semaglutide, Trulicity, dulaglutide, and Victoza and Saxenda, liraglutide. The reason some of these compounds have multiple brand names is simply because they're approved for both type 2 diabetes as well as chronic weight management. As such, pharmaceutical companies have elected to market them under different brand names. Each of these medications have demonstrated substantial benefits in clinical trials and real-world applications, helping countless individuals achieve better glycemic control and, in some cases, significant weight loss. Comparing the best weight loss results of current medications. Tirzepatide, Mounjaro, and Zepbound, for example, has shown remarkable results in both blood sugar regulation and weight reduction. Compared to the other GLP-1 receptor agonists, tirzepatide has a unique advantage because it's a dual agonist targeting both GLP-1 and GIP receptors. This dual action enhances its effectiveness in promoting insulin secretion in response to nutrient intake, reducing overall appetite, and slowing down gastric emptying, all leading to more pronounced weight loss. Semaglutide, Novo Nordisk, similarly semaglutide, was really the first medication to gain widespread recognition for its potent effects on blood sugar levels and weight management. Ozempic has truly become a household name in the United States. You can't even read it without singing the song, can you? Clinical trials have demonstrated that semaglutide can significantly lower A1C levels and promote weight loss, making it a valuable tool for people living with type 2 diabetes and obesity alike. In the SURMOUNT trials for tirzepatide, 15 milligrams, patients lost up to 22% of their body weight over 72 weeks. In the obesity STEP trials for semaglutide, people lost up to 14.9% of their body weight over 68 weeks. Since the clinical trials varied in duration, there is a graph in the book that sort of gives you an idea of each compound and how quickly and how much weight is lost on each medication. Another such drug in development is CagriSema. a combination of semaglutide, a GLP-1 receptor agonist, and cagrilintide, a amylin analog. This combination leverages complementary actions of GLP-1 and amylin to promote greater weight loss and better glycemic control. Amylin, like GLP-1, plays a role in regulating appetite and slowing gastric emptying. By combining these two hormones, CagriSema has the potential to enhance weight loss outcomes and improve overall metabolic health over the current class of available medications. The preliminary weight loss numbers from the completed phase 2 trials are amazing. The obesity phase 2 trial, patients lost up to 15.6% of their body weight in just 32 weeks. For type 2 diabetics, they lost up to 9.8% of their body weight in 32 weeks. Retatrutide from Eli Lilly and Company. In addition to these established medications, the pharmaceutical industry is exploring innovative combinations of incretin and non-incretin pathways to enhance treatment efficacy. One such example is retatrutide, a novel medication in development from Eli Lilly that combines GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon receptor agonists. Some have come to know this molecule as the triple G because it activates all three receptors, all beginning with the letter G. By activating these three pathways, retatrutide aims to provide more comprehensive metabolic benefits, including improved glucose regulation, enhanced satiety, and increased energy expenditure. Early clinical trials have shown promising results suggesting that this multi-agonist approach could be a game changer in obesity and diabetes management. Oftentimes, the current and older versions of injectable obesity medicines are referred to as central acting, as they act primarily in the brain to control calorie and energy intake. The newer versions of these medications are known to also act peripherally, enhancing energy expenditure by revving up the body's metabolism. Weight loss with these new investigational medications is showing to be expectedly more potent. Weight loss on the highest dose of retatrutide, 12 milligrams, as measured in a phase 2 clinical trial, patients lost up to 24.2% of their body weight in just over 48 weeks. Type 2 diabetics in the phase 2 trial lost up to 17.5% of their body weight over 48 weeks. Since the clinical trials have varied in duration, the graph below is a representation of the average percent of weekly total body weight loss for diabetics and non-diabetics on CagriSema and retatrutide, respectively. And you'll be able to check that chart out in the book. The emergence of these new combination therapies represents a significant leap forward in the treatment of obesity and type 2 diabetes. By targeting multiple pathways, these medications offer the potential for a more nuanced approach to managing these extremely complex conditions. They address not only blood sugar regulation, but also appetite control, energy expenditure, and other metabolic processes, providing a more comprehensive solution for patients. The growing body of evidence supporting the effectiveness of GLP-1 receptor agonists and their combinations underscores the transformative potential of these treatments. Real-world success stories and clinical trial results consistently highlight the benefits of these medications in achieving significant weight loss, improved glycemic control, and enhanced cardiovascular health. Looking towards the future, it is clear that obesity and diabetes medications will continue to evolve at a rapid pace. Ongoing research and development efforts are likely to yield new and improved treatments, further expanding the options available to patients. Investments by researchers and pharmaceutical companies into AI technology will catapult the timeline forward as they rapidly identify new molecules and additional pathways to weight loss and metabolic health. With each new discovery, we move closer to a future where obesity and type 2 diabetes can be effectively managed, improving the lives of hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Chapter 6, Overcoming Challenges and Misconceptions. If it isn't insurance issues or supply chain challenges, users of obesity and diabetes medications are constantly facing a barrage of misinformation about their treatment. In fact, the misinformation is so bad that I have an entire segment on my weekly news show devoted to debunking the fake news surrounding these medications. Let's unpack some of these challenges and misconceptions. First, cost and insurance challenges. One of the most significant challenges for many patients is simply the cost of GLP-1 medications. These drugs can be extremely cost prohibitive, and insurance coverage can be complex and varies widely. My own journey with Mounjaro highlights the complexities of dealing with insurance companies and the financial burden that can accompany these treatments. Even with the disease of diabetes, my ability to maintain access to these prescriptions has been full of pain points. On multiple occasions, my insurance carrier has questioned my doctor on the necessity of the treatment and made the process of getting coverage extremely challenging to navigate. For those using these medications for obesity, it can be even more challenging yet. Without proper insurance coverage, it's nearly impossible for the vast majority of people to afford these medications, which have list prices ranging from around $900 to around $1,500 monthly. In order to qualify for manufacturer savings programs, one must possess a private insurance plan. If the insurance company is to pay for anything, an opt-in obesity management rider policy must have been selected by the employer sponsoring the plan. For our friends on Medicare, at the time of writing this book, obesity medications are generally not covered. In fact, it is currently against U.S. law for Part D plans to cover medications for obesity. This stems from outdated legislation meant to prevent older patients from using the weight management drugs that often contain harsh stimulants, posing a risk to those with certain heart conditions. However, this law is currently under review in Congress through the Treat and Reduce Obesity Act. Not all hope is lost. Part D plans are beginning to add coverage for incretin mimetic therapies as the FDA approves them for other uses, such as treating heart failure and sleep apnea. Additionally, diabetes versions of these medications have been available on many Part D plans for some time. Earlier in 2024, Eli Lilly also announced a direct cash pay price for the 2 starter doses of Zepbound through their program Lilly Direct. It's essential to work closely with a healthcare provider and insurance company to explore all available options. Some pharmaceutical companies offer patient assistance programs or copay cards that can significantly reduce the out-of-pocket costs. But as previously mentioned, they require the patient to have some level of private insurance. Patient support programs are also available from both Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to aid in accessibility for patients of lesser means. Potential side effects. Another common concern with GLP-1 medications is the potential for side effects. These are most often gastrointestinal disturbances and can include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. While these side effects can be bothersome, they're often temporary and can be managed with some practical strategies. Starting with a lower dose and gradually increased dosing per the manufacturer's titration guidelines can help your body adjust to the medication. Taking the medication with food, staying hydrated, and eating smaller and more frequent meals can also alleviate gastrointestinal discomfort for some. If side effects persist, it's essential to communicate with a healthcare provider who can adjust dosage or suggest alternative treatments. There are a range of supplements and remedies that can make the journey much more tolerable for those experiencing these side effects. One of the most deterring warnings with GLP-1 medications are the black box warnings that accompany them. The black box warning highlights a potential risk of medullary thyroid cancer. This warning is based on animal studies where high doses of GLP-1 drugs cause thyroid tumors in rodents. However, it's important to note that significant increases in these cancers have been looked at and not observed in humans, and some health professionals suggest this discrepancy could be due to the presence of GLP-1 receptors in the thyroid of rodents that humans do not have. Despite this, it remains crucial for patients to be aware of any family history of thyroid cancer and to discuss this with their doctor. Together, they can assess the appropriate risk and make an informed decision about the use of GLP-1 medications. Misconceptions. Other misconceptions about GLP-1 medications can deter people from trying these potentially life-changing treatments. One common myth is that their medications are only for people with type 2 diabetes. While GLP-1 receptor agonists were initially discovered and developed for diabetes management, they have proven highly effective for obesity and weight management in people without diabetes as well. How about this prevailing idea in society that GLP-1 medications are a quick fix or an easy way out? In reality, these medications work by addressing underlying metabolic issues, helping to regulate appetite, improving insulin sensitivity. They're not a replacement for healthy lifestyle choices, but a valuable tool that can enhance the effectiveness of diet and exercise. These medications level the playing field and give people living with obesity a fighting chance at long-term remission. The challenge and misconceptions surrounding GLP-1 medications are real, but they're not insurmountable. By staying informed, working closely with healthcare providers, and building a supportive network, many are able to overcome these obstacles and achieve lasting success. To maximize the benefit of GLP-1 medications, patients must adopt a holistic approach to treatment. This includes making sustainable lifestyle changes, such as incorporating regular physical activity and adopting a balanced diet. Working with a dietitian or nutritionist can help tailor a diet plan that complements your medication regimen and supports long-term health goals. Regular follow-ups with a healthcare provider are essential for monitoring progress, adjusting dosages, and addressing any concerns that arise. Keeping a journal of experiences, including any side effects or changes in appetite and weight, can provide valuable insights during these appointments. Facing the challenges of managing obesity and diabetes medications has been a personal and often frustrating journey for me. The financial hurdles, insurance battles, and widespread misinformation can feel overwhelming for patients, especially when trying to access treatments like Mounjaro. It's disheartening to see how myths such as exaggerated side effects or misconceptions about GLP-1 medications being quick fixes can deter people from seeking help. Through my experiences, I've learned the importance of staying informed, working with compassionate healthcare providers, and finding ways to navigate these barriers. Shortages, the largest obstacle and perhaps the greater danger of these medications, is worthy of a chapter all its own. Shortages. With millions of people experiencing the benefits of these medications and hundreds of thousands discovering them monthly, pharmaceutical companies simply cannot keep up with demand. And that'll lead us into chapter 7, which we'll do next time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out and reading the book with me. glpbook.com. You can grab a copy of it there. And in the description of this video, you can also find out a way if you want a signed copy with a personal inscription. You can get that through our website. So a couple options on ways to get the book. Thank you for those who are supporting it. And thank you for being the best part of what we do at On the Pen.